Okay, so let's jump across into the next question here. It's always so incredibly valuable to hear firsthand from other people who have been through the journey that you're on, or the journey that you're about to embark on. So can you tell us, please, what have you seen as some of the biggest challenges for companies on their B Corp journey?
Great question again, Julia. And there's some similarity with the previous question around the changes. So I will link those two together, because I think it's really important to recognise that with change comes challenge, and with challenge can also come change. One of the biggest challenges is around getting leadership support and maintaining leadership support, particularly if it's a long journey. As we talked about, some of the things that an organisation might need to put in place may not happen overnight. And if it takes 6 months, 12 months, 1 year, 2 years, maintaining that momentum and having people on board for the length of that journey is really important. And that's not just your leadership team and your board, that's your employees as well. You know, there may be a point at which they're going, well, what is this B Corp stuff? What are we going to get at the end of it? Is it really worth us doing all of this work? We can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So I think one of the biggest challenges is keeping people engaged along the way and having them be part of that, not just knowing that it's happening in the background, but bringing them along with you so you can see the progress, so that they can see the progress that's being made, and understanding why you're going to do some things differently, or why you might be focusing on improving an area. And the more engaged they are in the process, the more engaged they'll be with the core reason for your organisation wanting to be a B Corp. Another area is underestimating the commitment that it takes, both from a time and resourcing perspective, but potentially from a cost perspective. As we saw with the previous question, if there's a change that needs to be made around your infrastructure, needing to put in light sensors or energy efficiency savings or energy efficiency infrastructure, that's not free. That stuff comes at a cost. And again, if you don't have your senior leaders on board and you need to invest in that cost, that can be a real challenge for an organisation, having to justify why that is an important part of the assessment. The other area of challenge with that is that it could be a trade-off. There may be some areas that we're not ready to get there yet at the stage of our organisation, with the budget that we've got or the resources we've got. We can't do that yet. It's not feasible. It's not feasible for us to have best practice on every single question yet. We don't have the revenue that supports that yet, but we'll work towards it. So having support from people across the business, your HR team, your operations team, your finance team, and in a small business, that could all be one person, but knowing that it will cross over all of those areas, and knowing that it could be you may need to take a staged approach to it rather than going from 0 to 100. So I think there's a tendency to underestimate the time that takes, and the effort and resources, and sometimes budget that takes along the way. Because it's a journey, and to see it through takes that commitment.
Beautiful. Great. Thank you very much for that, Leanne. That's very, very helpful.